spirit the entire series. The way it came out, how it finished, kind of mirror the entire series for you.
Yep.
How tough was it to have a fight that way and then just come up short again?
Yeah, I mean, I think, listen, give both teams a lot of credit for the way they fought and played. I give them some credit for hitting a huge 3 in 3 of the wins, right? At the end. The series probably could have went the exact opposite the way it did, but it didn't. So congratulate them for ending up on the positive side of it.
What do you say to your players after losing a game like that, a series like this?
Just said I was proud of them because I thought they fought. I mean, that's all I've ever said is that when we get out there, we're going to fight, and we're going to, no matter what the score is and how many guys are out or injured or whatever's going on, we got to go out there and fight. And they certainly did that in this series and for the majority of the season.
Nick, now that the series is over, I guess, how difficult was it for Joel just to be able to play with everything that's going on?
Well, I think you guys, you probably have to ask him about that, but certainly he was going through a lot of stuff. Right, I thought he was absolutely tremendous tonight, but he had a lot of stuff going on, and I thought he fought through, a lot of adversity.
What do you think the difference in the series was overall in the 6 games? What do you think? Why do you think they prevailed?
Well, I'm not sure there was much difference. I mean, I think that they hit a couple shots at the end. Probably is the difference.
What did you think about the way the game was called tonight?
It was really consistent with the whole series. It was very consistent with the whole series.
Nick, when you put Buddy in the first quarter, was it situational, and then you kept him in the second, and then he just caught by?
I was looking for any warm bodies over there that could keep up with the speed of the game at that point, because the game was moving fast, and we weren't quite moving with it, right? And obviously he gave us a huge lift, right? And it's good. We kind of worked on some stuff this morning that we were going to use him and put him in some scenarios, and it was nice to see him respond.
Nick, I know the emotions are probably really raw right now.
Yep.
When you look back at the season as a whole, I guess how would you kind of assess the way things went?
The season was kind of like that series. I think it was really difficult. I think we had a lot of, injury issues and stuff like that all year long. But I thought we fought and tried to figure out a way to fight. I'm not. I think when you're coaching and you got so much movement, with the who's in, who's out, you never quite get as organized or in sync or the connectivity that you'd love to have as a coach, right? Felt like we had to do a lot of stuff on the fly, a lot of stuff off the board, a lot of stuff, like that. So that makes it tough. But again, it is what it is. You got to figure it out, right? That's what it is. But I also think we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do.
This is your first year with Joel and Tyrese.
Yeah, go ahead. It's fine.
This is your first year with
We'll come back to
Joel
him.
and Tyrese, and what did you learn about them this year? In the locker room with them.
They're very good. They're really excellent people. They're really excellent to coach. It was really my pleasure to be able to coach 2 great players like that. Go ahead, back to you.
Yeah, I guess just to follow up on what I was saying, I guess you always were saying you want to get everybody on the same page in terms of the playbook and everything else. With all the moving parts, I guess were you ever able to get everybody kind of on the same page?
Well, I mean, again, I think that's what I'm saying. I think that I thought we started making some strides. Like, listen, there was, you've been here every day, so some of the ups and downs. And there was a time when we had a whole bunch of guys out. Right, all everybody kept talking about was Joel was out, but we had a whole fleet of guys out, and the challenge was, can we get them to a compete level? Right? Can we get out there and compete? right? Like we had to raise up our level of just competing. So I thought we did a really good job of that. The staff, we just kept teaching and coaching and filming and all that stuff, just trying to push them to get better and play harder and all that stuff. Thought we did a good job of that. But no, that's like I'm saying, I just don't feel like nearly as enough of just, special situations, end of game stuff, ATO stuff, just probably not as sharp as I would have liked to have had it, right? I think they did really good, right? I think even a lot of these games we ended up executing got a lot of good shots and a lot of good buckets late in the game and stuff, so they were doing a lot of that off the board, and they did a good job.
How would you assess just Tyrese's game tonight after the big game the other night, where it's a slow start but obviously made some big plays?
Yeah, I guess I'm a little disappointed that he didn't get in there a little bit. I don't understand why every time he goes in there that they just never. It's kind of been that way, right? He goes in there and gets sent to the floor time and time and time again. And I mean, he shot 4 free throws, one and one they fouled him in the backcourt. I mean, I don't understand it, right? So I think it's tough for him to go in there, like we've talked about that before, when he gets in those situations that he's got to go to something else, right? You just can't keep going in there, get knocked down, and just realize they're never going to call it. I got to adjust the game a little bit and go to the slam on the brakes, the baseline fall away, the whatever it is that we need to improve on for next season.
Nick, building off of that, I guess if there's one lesson you want Tyrese to take from this series specifically, what would it be?
Well, I think the lesson just in general is he's got to continue to understand that he's not anywhere near where he can be, right? I keep saying like he is an A player, right? He is an A player in this league, and he still has a lot of experience, minutes, opportunities, all that kind of stuff to get better, right? I think he certainly. I think he had a hell of a series. It's the first time the guy's ever played point guard in his life this season, right? Pretty big situation to do that. He shouldered it well. He played most of the season. Had some unbelievable games in this series. He put us on his back a few times during the year, et cetera. Those are the kind of things you just understand and he can do. And then again, I always keep saying, if you're going to be an A player, you got to do it most nights, right? If you're going to average 30+ in this league, that means you got to do it most nights, right? And doing it most nights means that's a 7 days a week, 24-hour day job, taking care of yourself, developing your skills, watching the film, all that kind of stuff. He's awesome that way. Just needs a little bit of experience and time. I think he'll just come back better and better.
Obviously, the health. Obviously, Joel's health in the playoffs has been a factor. But what do you see as sort of some of the causes of the volatility night to night in his offensive game? Where some nights it's like high turnovers, shooting the ball not well. What do you think he needs to grow to sort of lower that volatility and make it a more consistent field for him?
Okay, I'm going to totally contradict myself from what I just said. Not everybody, even the superstar players, play great every night, right? But he plays great most nights. And I think he would say, and most people would say, he didn't play that good the other night, and he played so bad he had a triple-double. You know what I mean? Just play good 4 out of 5. We'll take that.
Nick, you mentioned.
Yes.
You mentioned you feel like you guys have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Long before you got here, this franchise has kind of tried different approaches season from season. We've seen bully ball. We've seen other combinations around Joel. Do you have a good sense yet of what you think you guys need to do to get that work done in terms of getting where you want to go?
Absolutely. Yes.
Coach, when you were introduced to the city, you said that your biggest goal was that no matter who the opponent or what the situation, people would leave the arena feeling like your team really fought. I think that you've proved that very clearly throughout this series, but along the way, what were the things that you implemented to change this team's identity so quickly to accomplish a goal like that?
Well, I think that, again, we still got some work to do on this, but we got expectations that you got to play both ends, right? We got some things that we try to hold them accountable to, and not just saying we're going to hold them accountable, but like we measure a lot of things, You know, with each and every game that that wouldn't show up in a box score, their effort things. But yeah, I think we still got some work to do. I think our staff did a good job of just constantly pushing through it and trying to get them to play at a level that they competed hard. But I mean, I still think playing hard goes a long way in this league, so we'll keep at it.
Last one, too. Yep, been here for all of them. This is the seventh straight year. This group has not got past the second round in one form or another. After being around this group, seeing the developments of Tyrese and Joel together, what is it going to take to have the breakthrough you obviously we're hoping for, and this group has wanted to have for a while?
Well, like I said, we got some work to do. We're going to have to figure that out here this summer. But I certainly like where we're going, especially with Tyrese. I didn't think people were wondering where he fits in this thing, but I think we all know now that Joel Tyrese is a hell of a combo to start with, and we just got to get our I don't know, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe Monday, and get back to work. Thanks, everybody. Yep.